Hi, so I'm Chiara. I'm a second year PhD student in SAMBa, which means that I have started my third year of the SAMBa CDT. And my research is basically in statistics, and more precisely, I'm basically studying long memory, the long memory property in network time series.
My name is Jenny and I am a final year SAMBa student. So my PhD research is in radiotherapy modelling, in particular the numerical side of things, and I look at a specific radiotherapy treatment known as brachytherapy.
I'm Sadr, SAMBa cohort 8, and in the last year of my PhD. My PhD in general, the topic of it is called Scalable Bilevel Learning.
I'm Shinyoung Park and I'm cohort 8, which is the fourth year of SAMBa, and I'm doing statistics and especially statistical learning in networks.
I'm Timothy. My research was motivated by the problem presented by industry, which had to deal with ice crystal icing. So basically how ice accretion occurs within aircraft engines.
I spent the first year taking a lot of different modules and looking into areas I hadn't done before and talking to different academics in the department. And then I spoke with my current supervisor and we talked a little bit about my interests and what he researched, and I found that our interests aligned quite well, so we worked together to develop a project, and here we are 4 years later.
I did a reading course with my current supervisor during the second semester of the first year, and I liked it, so I decided, okay, let's move on with this, let's go forward with this and see what happens next.
I knew my PhD supervisor from the time I was doing my master's in Paris, because he had collaborations with my previous supervisor.
I kind of knew what were the various research streams with the professors, but I thought that, okay, I will have a relationship with this person for the next 3 years. I want to make sure that we are compatible, so yes, that's why I also decided to do the reading course with him before starting the PhD with him.
When I talked to my supervisor during the meeting SAMBa form, and we could talk to them, or meeting them during the conferences or events in the department, I acquired more knowledge about what is my ideal PhD and who is my ideal supervisor, so I could choose him.
I like how my supervisor is very contactable, which again can be a pro or a con. In this case is quite a pro for me, where I know he has time for me if I have questions or something.
I think the first one is their personality, because it's long journey, so I think I need to verify I'm good match with them and at them as well, I guess, and also research areas. That's what I normally put some priority part to pick the supervisors. We normally meet every week, and during the meeting I present my research results or some ideas I had the previous week, and then they give some comments or advice what I need to do for future. That's how we normally works. And
sometimes there'll be, when there's a specific issue that we just want to, let's say, crack, we could maybe spend a bit more time working together on that.
I can send him an email whenever I want, and he can also send me an email whenever I want. So this is essentially it. But during the week, of course, I work on my project, and if a question arises, then I will just write him.
My advice is to meet potential supervisors as much as possible.
So there are two things. First of all, the person should know himself or herself, and what are their expectations of themselves, and how do they want to work, and then compare it to the expectations your supervisor have from you.
I would say that a supervisor is more important than the project that you're choosing, and I think chemistry and how you think you work together is really, really important, because it really does, I think, make or break your PhD.
So before I'd even taken on the project, I had been able to chat with him and discuss both math stuff and other non-mathy stuff with him, which was quite cool, and got to talk with some people in his research group. And so that principle, I think, is good for choosing a supervisor. First of all, be able to have a chat with them beforehand to know that you can chat with them. But then also, if they've got students, and a lot of supervisors will have at least one student or had at least one student, get in contact with them.
If you can meet other PhD students under your potential supervisors and ask them how they normally work.
How much your interests match, how much your supervisor is supporting is very important. For example, how much they introduce you to the opportunities, how much do they say about existing conferences, venues to publish, what you should read and focus, and it's like a hot topic to work on.
Maybe from the beginning, when you're trying to figure out supervisors, ask a bit about what their research style is like, what their supervision style is like. Talk to some of their current students if you can, and just see what they recommend and what their experience has been.